Guys, I appreciate you guys watching the video today. If you're new here and you haven't subscribed, please consider hitting that subscribe button. It does help me out a lot. Also, if you're on X and you are interested in a lot of good basketball content, you can follow me over there at Coach Coop 20 over on X. I would appreciate if you follow me over there, and also if you'd consider subscribing. Today we're going to get into a quick breakdown on Duke's short roll series. Short roll is something that's been around a long time, but I think it's really came into prominence the last 3 years, probably in the college game anyway. And before we get into it, I'd just like to talk about my opinion on the short roll and just a few things that I like about it. First thing I like about it is it gets the ball out of your ball handler's hands quickly, makes the defense react quickly, and it puts your roller in space with usually nobody on him if it's executed correctly. And that just creates a chain reaction of help that you can really exploit when you get one of your best players or whoever you want in space. I think that's a goal of any coach with the action that they like, or anything you want to do offensively. You want to put your best players in space, and also you want to put pressure on the defense, create closeouts, things like that. I think this action is very simple, but very effective. Second thing I like about it is it just creates a number advantage. You know, you hear coaches talk about wanting to put two on the ball. That's something that's every coach talks about, wanting to put two on the ball. Well, this not only puts two on the ball, but it gets the ball out of your ball handler's hands quickly, and you get behind two guys. So there's a number advantage there immediately. And the other thing I like about it is it's versatile for different players. Usually you think of a rolling action in basketball, you think of a big. This action, you know, you could put your two in that action. You could put your three in that action. You can switch it around however you like it. You'll see how Duke uses it here for Cooper Flag. Last thing I'd say is it just, it combats the hedge defense. It combats aggressive defense. It is a pressure release against a team that really likes to blitz on ball screen. So let's get into the video here. They'll get into it in a different few ways. They start this one with a little flex action, and then he'll just run down kind of the pipe there for the catch, and that kind of just sets it in motion there. So Cooper Flag from this area is going to come set the short roll. They'll get corner spacing, and they already have a corner hold there. And then the big, which is very important, he'll get down here in the dunker spot. So you can see the spacing there kind of flattens out. You kind of get that corner hold with the guy there at the dunker. Again, corner spacing. He's not quite in the corner. I'd like to see him down in there. You can see immediately, what do we talk about? Two on the ball. You get two guys on the ball. So immediately, as soon as that ball's in the air and he gets his catch, you're going to put so much pressure on this guy. You're going to put so much pressure on this guy to make a decision. And you can see, and I understand, I'll probably never coach anybody that can catch it without a bounce and finish it at the rim. But you can see, I mean, you don't have to dunk this ball to get a layup. You're going to have this guy helping up, and you got the dump off, or you can just attack his chest and he'll probably foul you. But obviously that's an unbelievable play by Cooper Flag. We'll watch it again, slow it down a little bit. Again, the key to all this is the spacing off ball. Boom, right there, you got two on the ball. As the ball handler, you're coming off here, and your goal is to get two on the ball. And once that happens, you have to get rid of that ball. Your job is done. Again, so much pressure on this bottom guy. Here it is again, same alignment, same action. Help. And he makes the right play, playing off 2 feet, and gets the kick. Now on this one, Kansas had probably talked about it a little bit, about how they wanted to guard it. And they understand that Duke's really not trying to set a hard ball screen here to get to the short roll. So they decide that they're just going to stick with Flag, not let him roll at all. They're just going to stick on him and hope that we can get over here. But you can see even though they guard it pretty well, it still creates an advantage for him to be able to get downhill. And then it gets that chain reaction that we talk about. Great spacing there, great corner spacing, great corner spacing. And that's going to put pressure on him to help and him to help. And then, like we talk about, once you get here as the ball handler, you've distracted 1, 2, 3 guys. Your job's done. That ball has to get kicked. You've done your job. You got three sets of eyes on you, and he makes the right play. So you can just see how much pressure this action puts on the help. Here's the same short roll action, just they get to it in a different way, kind of a quicker way. See if I can spin that back just a second. I can't, but we'll watch it again. Again, he's just getting to that short roll. He's not really trying to ball screen super heavy. He really would rather force the switch more than anything. But boom, right here, you get 2 on the ball. Same thing we've talked about. 2 on the ball, and you get that release. Forces him to help, forces him to help. This is similar to the Kansas play where he just attacks the rim and draws a foul. Again, anytime you could force a defense to help up in the paint, you're probably going to get a layup. Here it is again, kind of the same alignment. It's a different alignment that they started at in the first clip we watched, but it ends up getting into the same spacing, corner spacing in the dunker spot. George Mason decides we're just going to switch it, and Knipple does a great job of forcing the switch and then understanding the switch. See, we get the switch here, and he's going to take that just little subtle retreat dribble. They force the switch. Cooper does a good job. Flagg does a good job of continuing his cut to create the gap. Really, Gillis should have stayed in the corner there, but it didn't end up hurting him. But that's just another way that it puts pressure on the defense. Even if you can't get to the short roll, you force the switch. Force the switch and attack the switch. They do a good job there. And last one here, same alignment. This is important, guys, the corner spacing. It's the best spacing in basketball for ball screens, in my opinion. And then you get a guy at the dunker spot who happens to be a massive human being that you can just throw it to up there. I don't have any clips of him getting the lobs, but they'll get those a lot as well. And that's just a great read. Once you can get guys to understand just to make easy kicks, if you can just force those guys to read that help and make those early kicks. I mean, here, boom. We've talked about the whole video. What's the theme? 2 on the ball, 2 on the ball, 2 on the ball. As soon as you get 2 on the ball, you got to get rid of it. And that forces a chain reaction of help. And that's just an easy read. So that's just a quick little breakdown of Duke's short roll series. I do have all these diagrams in FastDraw. If you need them, shoot me an email. My email is @CoachCooper13@gmail.com, I believe. Yeah, @CoachCooper13@gmail.com. You can also message me on